Help us hit our first 1,000 subscribers. Your support drives us to create even more wonderful stories. Thanks for being part of our journey. In this video, when the hotel staff slipped me a room service receipt with my wife's signature and a man's initials beside it, I thought I was tracking a simple affair, until the next knock at the door turned our honeymoon suite into a crime scene worth millions. Ethan Parker clutches his carry-on and steps into the marble lobby of the Meridian Grand, trading airport turbulence for lemon-scented stillness. His YouTube channel is on hiatus, but instinct makes him keep the pocket GoPro rolling, just in case the surprise reunion with his wife sparks a comeback vlog. Claire is here for a week-long legal summit, and Ethan plans to pop the question again, this time with a vow to be present instead of always filming from afar. The concierge greets him by name, tapping at a touchscreen before sliding over a key card wrapped inside a folded breakfast receipt. Ethan thanks her, but midway to the elevator's curiosity tugs him back. The receipt shows Suite 2814, not the standard King. Claire said the firm booked. Under guest signature, he reads Claire's looping C. Parker. Yet beside it, in brisk block letters, sits Deal, like an unwanted co-signer on their marriage. Room service items list 2 farmers market omelets, twin mimosas, and a chilled bottle of Veuve, totaling more than Claire spends on celebration dinners, let alone breakfast. Ethan's pulse taps a nervous rhythm against the paper. Sunrise champagne feels less like a networking perk and more like an anniversary he missed. He reminds himself Claire mentors junior partners. Maybe Deal is a mentee. But the thought rings thin as the lobby's distant piano notes. While waiting for the elevator, Ethan flips the receipt over and spots a handwritten thank you. See you 6 a.m. Room service rocks. D. The elevator dings. Mirrored doors part, reflecting a man wheeling a champagne bucket toward the service lift at the far end. Ethan pockets the receipt, mind racing past jealousy into gut-level dread that something bigger than infidelity lurks behind that initial. He rides up alone, counting floors, each ding echoing a question he's afraid to answer. By the time the doors open on 22, where his standard room should be, Ethan swipes the pass but hesitates. If Claire lied about accommodations, what else did she hide? He presses the lobby button again, deciding surprises can wait. Evidence cannot. Back downstairs, he asks the concierge if Suite 2814 might be under renovation. Feigning lost luggage confusion, she pales, tapping once more before whispering, "Sir, that suite is VIP restricted. Only staff with platinum clearance go there." Ethan forces a smile, thanks her, and walks away while the GoPro in his pocket records his first tremor of doubt. The moment an anniversary surprise mutates into a mystery worth millions of views. Up next, Ethan's detour to the restricted 28th floor reveals a balcony conversation that changes breakfast suspicion into high-stakes espionage. Ethan lingers near the bell desk until an overworked porter sets down a stack of fresh linens and hurries off to rescue a jammed luggage cart. Seizing the moment, Ethan slips the porter's master pass into his pocket, its plastic still warm from the man's palm, and strides toward the service elevators like he belongs. Inside, the panel offers hidden buttons labeled -27 lounge, -28 executive, and -29 roof, each glowing amber instead of public blue. He punches 28. The car shudders upward, humming a lower, more ominous note than the guest elevator he rode minutes earlier. A CCTV bubble lens gazes down, so Ethan turns his GoPro inward against his chest, recording covertly while pretending to scroll Instagram. The doors part onto thick carpet patterned with gilded keys, a floor absent from the hotel map downstairs. Hall lights are dimmed to twilight, scenting the air with oud and hush money. Muted voices drift from Suite 2814 Sajar double doors. Ethan tiptoes past 2 housekeeping carts and ducks behind a linen hatch built for stealthy turndowns. Through the sliver, he sees Claire barefoot on the balcony, neon skyline framing her silhouette like a crime scene spotlight. She clutches a sleek, silver burner phone, murmuring, "Yes, the transfer is locked. I'll hand it off at checkout." Her tone isn't flirtatious. It's businesslike, clipped, the voice she saves for courtroom cross-examinations. A tall shadow crosses behind her glass sliding door, and Claire stiffens before whispering, "Love you, see you at checkout," then kills the call. Ethan's pulse jackhammers. Was that "love you" meant for him or for whoever casts that second silhouette? Suddenly, the suite's bedroom curtains flutter as if someone slipped deeper inside. But Claire stands alone, staring down at the city like she just buried a secret. Ethan's foot nudges a room service tray. A champagne flute tips, pinging porcelain, and Claire flinches toward the sound. He slips back, heartbeat roaring in his ears, nearly colliding with a security guard turning the corner. The guard nods, scanning Ethan's stolen pass, but says nothing. Another sign that this hallway isn't meant for questions. Ethan jabs the elevator button, palms sweating around the GoPro, replaying Claire's words and the mystery shadow on a mental loop. As the doors close, he notices the camera bubble inside is smashed. Someone else didn't want their visit recorded either. Descending, Ethan realizes he hasn't caught Claire cheating. He's caught her negotiating. Negotiating what and with whom may be the difference between a viral expose and a story that gets buried along with anyone who tells it. Next up, Ethan's search for DL leads him to a tech mogul's alias and an electronic trail that turns jealousy into a federal-level panic. Back in his standard issue room, Ethan locks the door, props his phone against a water glass, and live streams his screen to a private backup drive. Raw insurance in case curiosity turns dangerous. He hacks the hotel's guest portal using a throwaway script he once demoed for subscribers, filtering today's arrivals for initials, DL, and suite-level access. Only one match pops. David Lang, a nothing name tied to an American Express Centurion card, and the adjoining Suite 2816. Claire's mystery neighbor. A reverse image search of the ID photo detonates Ethan's pulse. The face isn't David Lang at all, but Daniel Lawson, tech sector golden boy who torched Silicon Valley by whistleblowing his own crypto exchange last quarter. Lawson's SEC testimony vanished from the docket last week, rumored sealed for national security. Yet here he is hiding under a budget alias one floor the public doesn't know exists. Ethan scrolls Lawson's recent press, landing on a podcast clip where the mogul jokes, "If I disappear, look in plain sight. 5-star views and room service." The irony tastes sour now that Claire just ordered that room service at dawn. Ethan's livestream hiccups. A bandwidth spike indicates someone else is querying the same guest database. He yanks the Ethernet cable, but not before a new pop-up displays. Remote eyes connected. Accessing camera 22B. That is the very camera guarding his hallway. Whoever remote eyes is, they're watching him watch them. Ethan kills the laptop power, heart sludge thick, and stuffs his gear into a backpack. The bedside phone rings once, twice, before the voicemail light blinks red. He plays the message on speaker. Claire's voice, shaky, whispering, "Ethan, if you're here early, leave. I can't protect both of us." A soft male baritone mutters something unintelligible in the background. Then the line cuts. Ethan grabs the GoPro, steps into the corridor, and almost collides with a bellhop wheeling 2 sealed banker's boxes toward the express elevator. The shipping labels read legal exhibits. Meridian Grand Arbitration. Destination. 28th floor archive. Attention. DL. 1 box corner splits, revealing a glint of steel, not paper. Before the bellhop folds the flap closed and forces a grin. Ethan's instincts war with fear, but the storyline now rolling in his head is YouTube Platinum. Wife, whistleblower, and a suitcase of something that isn't paperwork. He tails the cart at a distance, camera live, unaware that the smashed CCTV bubble above him pivots. Someone repaired it, and its red LED now tracks only him down the hallway. Up next, Ethan's first encounter with Daniel Lawson in the elevator paints bullseyes on every guest list. And his marriage. A little after midnight, Ethan palms a crisp 100 to Samir, the night manager whose boredom outweighs company loyalty. Samir unlocks the surveillance booth behind the concierge desk. Warning, dash 10 minutes. Then the audit bot logs new users. Monitors flicker in grayscale rows. Each box a silent confession of somebody's night. Ethan cues footage from elevator B. Service lift to the 28th floor. Scrubbing toward the timestamp stamped on the hacker alert. 23:22. The cab's interior appears. Walls mirrored. Lighting soft enough to hide hangovers. At 11:22:07 p.m. Claire steps in wearing the same crimson wrap dress Ethan bought her for last year's anniversary. Hair pinned like she's presenting evidence in court. She glances over her shoulder, holds the door open panel, and checks her phone as if counting heartbeats. 3 seconds later, Daniel Lawson ducks inside, baseball cap low. Banker's boxes now rebranded as conference materials. Claire presses 28, but Lawson's finger hovers over the hidden 29 roof button. Hesitates, then taps nothing. They share no hug, no kiss. Only a charged silence that feels rehearsed. Lawson pulls a sleek tablet, shows Claire something off-screen. Her jaw tightens, then she touches the glass and nods. At 11 hours 22 minutes and 31 seconds. The feed crackles with digital snow. Identical to the smashed bubblecam glitch Ethan spotted earlier, the seconds counter freezes on 32, then jumps to 2400 hours 01. 90 silent seconds deleted by an unseen editor. When video resumes, Claire clutches the tablet alone. Cheeks flushed, Lawson nowhere in sight. Her hands tremble as she slams the halt button, stopping the elevator midshaft before jabbing it again to resume. Ethan rewinds, slows frame rate to quarter speed, and notices a ghost in the mirror. During the glitch, a blurred outline stands behind Lawson, arm raised like it's planting something on the ceiling panel. He zooms, pixels break, but the shape bears a hotel logo badge flaring bright, then blinking out when the footage cuts, pulse hammering. Ethan burns the clip to an SD card, labeling it glitch disapprove. Samir taps his watch, urging him out, but the manager's eyes linger on the paused frame. He mutters a prayer in Urdu, locks the booth, and vanishes down a stairwell. As Ethan pockets the card, the overhead lobby screen blinks from CNN to a blue maintenance banner. System update. Cameras temporarily offline. Elevator doors ding open behind him with no one inside, as though inviting a witness back to the scene. Ethan declines the invitation, bolting toward the guest elevators, heart sinking with the idea that someone is editing reality. In real time at luxury hotel frame rate, the GoPro light still glows red inside his jacket. Capturing the moment a simple marital doubt mutates into digital sabotage. Up next, Ethan's discovery of a USB hidden under a minibar glass forces him to decide. Expose Claire now or follow the breadcrumbs into Suite 2814's darkest secret. A rain hush settles over Atlanta as Ethan swipes the stolen master pass and returns to the 28th floor corridor. This time draped in a housekeeping smock lifted from a laundry cart, the gilded key carpet muffles his steps while he balances a stack of towels high enough to mask the GoPro at chest level. Suite 2814's door sensor blinks red until the master pass kisses the reader and flips to green with a muted chime. Inside, the lights are low and lavender mist drifts from an aromatherapy diffuser, erasing any trace of champagne and secrets. Two flutes dry upside down on a silver tray. Beside them lies the breakfast receipt he first saw downstairs, now creased at the initials deal. Ethan's camera pans across the room, landing on the minibar where a single rocks glass sits inverted like a bell jar. Beneath the crystal, a matte black USB drive waits, its metal body laser etched with the words Ghost Protocol. His breath fogs the glass as he lifts it. Static electricity jumps to his fingertips, as though the drive hums with its own current. He pockets the device, heart pounding a Morse code he hopes the microphone can't hear. Footsteps echo in the adjoining suite. The connecting door handle twitches. Ethan ducks behind a velvet drape just as Daniel Lawson enters. Baseball cap gone, suit jacket soaked with fresh rain. Lawson rifles the minibar, curses under his breath, and dials a number. She moved it. He snarls. Tell Claire the drop is off until I see proof she still has loyalty and leverage. The line goes dead. Lawson storms back through the door, leaving a pulse of tension throbbing in the silence. Ethan slips onto the balcony, skirts along the slick ledge until he finds an emergency stairwell, descending 4 flights before exhaling. Halfway down, his phone buzzes with a text from Claire. If you're awake, meet me in the lobby. No questions. A second ping follows from an unknown number. Bring the protocol or your hotel vlog hits the darknet at dawn. Elevator doors part at level G. Mirrors reflecting Ethan's storm-streaked face and the panic widening his eyes. He tucks the USB deeper into his jacket, debating which summons to obey and which could get him killed on live camera. The lobby fountain gurgles ahead, sounding less like water and more like a ticking clock. Coming up, Ethan's midnight rendezvous with Claire in the lobby forces a choice between exposing the drive or protecting the woman whose signature started it all. Patrons drift through the Meridian Grand's midnight lobby like sleepwalkers under chandeliers. Yet Ethan feels every tick of the crystal clock hammering over the registration desk. He paces the marble mosaic, one eye on the revolving door, the other on the mirrored ceiling that doubles as a camera he no longer trusts. Claire emerges from the elevators wrapped in a scarlet trench coat, wet curls clinging to her neck, eyes scanning for threats before landing on him. They meet beneath a moss-walled water feature. Her voice trembles softer than the fountain's burble. "Why are you here 2 days early?" she asks, but her gaze flicks to the bulge of the USB in his jacket. Ethan counters by unfolding the breakfast receipt between them, initials DL, gleaming in lobby light like a confession. Instead of guilt, Claire offers a corporate-neutral smile and produces a printed invoice. 2 separate rooms, 2 separate credit lines, time-stamped pre-conference, full transparency, she says, sliding the paper across a marble-side table. Yet her hand quivers enough to rattle the silver pen. Ethan leans closer, whispering that the hotel cameras are edited. Lawson is hiding next door, and someone texted blackmail demands from an unknown number. Claire's pupils flare. She grabs his wrist and steers him toward the glass-walled cafe, away from open microphones disguised as lobby art. "I can't talk details," she hisses, "but I'm negotiating a settlement to keep Lawson alive long enough to testify. The drive you found was insurance." Ethan clutches her forearm. "Insurance for who? Him or you?" Before she answers, a squad of black-suited men sweeps through the entrance, badges flashing gold rims stamped FBI. Hotel security hustles guests behind velvet ropes while an agent radios. Package is in play, lock exits. Claire's face drains. She pushes Ethan toward a service corridor, but an agent blocks the path, demanding room keys and ID. Ethan's GoPro light winks from his lapel, catching the agent's attention. "Turn the camera off, sir," the agent orders. Ethan hesitates. Footage equals proof, but Claire powers the device down, lips at his ear. "Trust me 1 minute more." The lead agent, Torres, produces a warrant, citing suspicion of corporate espionage and stolen federal evidence inside the hotel. He points directly at Ethan's jacket where the USB presses like a guilty heartbeat. Claire steps between, flashing her bar association ID and launching into legalese about unauthorized search. But Torres coolly counters with an exception clause for national security materials. Guests begin filming on phones. Tension crackles hotter than the pendant lights overhead. Torres radios secure the ballroom, and uniformed officers usher everyone, including Ethan and Claire, down a grand staircase toward a pair of double doors flung open like jaws. As they descend, Claire grips Ethan's hand so tight he feels her wedding band bite skin. "Do exactly what I say," she whispers, "and no one labels you an accomplice." Ethan squeezes back, unsure whether the pressure means solidarity or goodbye. Crystal chandeliers shimmer above the ballroom's polished floor, already lined with rows of banquet chairs facing a portable X-ray scanner buzzing to life. Ethan's pulse syncs with the scanner's hum, while Claire lets go of his hand and walks ahead, shoulders squared, as if heading to trial. Coming ahead, a sealed ballroom interrogation exposes conflicting alibis and pushes Ethan to decide which side of the X-ray line he, and the Ghost Protocol drive, will stand on. Red velvet drapes cascade over gilded walls, trapping 100 uneasy guests in a space built for galas, not interrogations. Agents thread power cables across parquet, converting the dance floor into a temporary command center while the chandeliers glare like hot spotlights. Ethan and Claire stand shoulder to shoulder in a roped-off queue, waiting to pass through a portable X-ray arch that hums like an angry beehive. On-edge influencers livestream the chaos until Torres orders phones bagged, threatening obstruction charges. Comments still ping from pockets, ghost emojis on mute. Torres mounts a riser and projects a hologram of Daniel Lawson's SEC mugshot, the image rotating above the crowd like a patron saint of scandal. Mr. Lawson possesses proof of a $200 million crypto laundering ring run through this hotel's shell companies, Torres announces, voice amplified by hidden speakers. A collective gasp ripples. Champagne dreams sour into felony nightmares. Torres continues, "We have reason to believe the evidence. Codename Ghost Protocol. Left Lawson's custody at 23:22 hours. The thief is in this room." Laser pointers flare to life, guiding agents as they scan luggage, handbags, even tuxedo pockets for metallic anomalies. Ethan's jacket suddenly feels 10 pounds heavier where the USB presses against his ribs. Claire whispers, "Give it to them." But her eyes say, "Don't you dare." The line advances. A marketing XX purse triggers the alarm, revealing only a metal eyelash curler. Yet the false positive ratchets tension higher. When Ethan steps beneath the arch, a sharp beep slices the hush. 2 agents close in, wands tracing his torso until the detector shrieks at the USB's exact location. Ethan's throat dries. He fishes out the drive with trembling fingers, half expecting Claire to intervene before he can surrender it. A boom rattles the chandeliers. Ballroom doors slam, lights cut, and emergency strobes paint everything in stop-motion red. Smoke blooms from a vent near the stage, acrid and blinding. Panic scatters the crowd like startled birds hitting glass. Someone yanks Ethan backward, a maitre d' jacket, face hidden by a smoke mask. But his grip is unmistakably Claire's. She shoves Ethan behind overturned banquet tables, hissing, "If Torres gets that drive now, Lawson dies before morning." Alarms wail. Torres shouts commands lost in feedback while agents redirect toward the stage where the smoke bomb originated. Under the cover of chaos, Claire leads Ethan to a side exit masked by heavy curtains, her stilettos abandoned for better speed. As they slip out, Ethan glimpses Lawson himself on the balcony above, gesturing frantic signals to an unseen ally. The ballroom doors resecure with steel deadbolts. Whoever remains inside is sealed until backup arrives, or until the smoke does its real job. Ethan clutches the USB, realizing every path forward brands him accomplice to either federal agents or corporate criminals. Claire meets his gaze, eyes blazing with equal parts fear and resolve. "Trust me or don't," she says, "but choose fast, because this hotel just turned into a chessboard, and we're the pieces everybody wants to sacrifice." Up ahead, a daring escape through the service corridors hurls Ethan and Claire into a rooftop showdown where one wrong move could leave their story, and the evidence blown away in rotor wash. Smoke still curls under ballroom doors as Claire hustles Ethan through a staff-only corridor that smells of coffee grounds and fresh paint. They duck into a linen closet, kill the light, and whisper amid sheets that will wrap luxury tomorrow morning like nothing happened tonight. Claire pulls 2 plastic key cards from her coat, Suite 2814 and 2816, and slaps them together. "Proof we stayed separate," she insists. But Ethan flips them over and points to identical magnetic stripes, stamped issued 10 minutes apart. His phone buzzes with a push alert. Local news: FBI raid at Meridian Grand linked to whistleblower Lawson. Ethan's subscriber counter spikes on autopilot. Millions of bored night owls now watching the live stream he forgot to end. He pockets the phone. Fame can wait for facts. Claire loads the USB into her laptop. A file tree blooms, folder names reading like tabloid headlines. Hotel_ledger, SS_off, Murphy_blackmail. Each document is double encrypted. Every passphrase fails until Ethan tries the initials DL. Doors swing open, audio transcripts appear. Lawson and hotel executives plotting to funnel crypto through conference invoices. Payoff splits highlighted in blood-red font. Claire's eyes well. She confesses she joined Lawson to leak the ring. But tonight he accused her of selling him out and demanded she prove loyalty by reclaiming the drive. Ethan's neck tingles. His wife might be both hero and traitor, and he's holding the only evidence that can tip the scale. A sudden clang outside the door. Torres's voice reverberates, ordering a sweep of service corridors. Claire kills the screen, yanks the drive, and presses it into Ethan's palm. "If they find me with this, I'm done," she whispers. "But if you walk out clean, you can trade it for immunity for us both." Ethan backs toward the rear exit, torn between trust and self-preservation. Before he can decide, the closet door swings open. Torres stands framed by flashlight glare, agents flanking both sides. Claire steps forward, hands raised. "I'm cooperating," she says, nodding toward Ethan. "He was just helping me recover stolen assets." Torres radios, separate and search. 2 agents usher Ethan down a cross hall. Claire the opposite way. Inside an interrogation suite, Torres plays elevator footage. Ethan tailing the bellhop. Ethan entering Suite 2814. Ethan pocketing the USB. Torres slides a written statement across the table. Pen clipped. Confess to theft. Implicate Lawson. Walk free. Ethan's reflection in the two-way mirror looks like a man cornered by every choice he's made. He asks for Claire's status. Torres claims she's signing the same deal, naming Ethan as mastermind. A knock interrupts. Another agent whispers in Torres's ear, shows him a tablet. Torres's stare shifts. The live stream from Ethan's channel is still rolling. Millions watching, commenting, capturing every bluff. Public scrutiny ties Tora's hands. He can't strong-arm a suspect on camera. Ethan pockets the pen, but instead of signing, he clicks it like a metronome and says, "Let's bring Claire in and compare stories." Live, Torres hesitates. His reflection in the mirror blurs as if the glass itself questions his next move. From somewhere above, rotor wash thumps the roof, Lawson's promised exfil. Ethan realizes time is shredding. Whichever story goes on record first becomes truth. He closes his fist around the USB, feeling the weight of marriages, millions, and media eyeballs pressing into his skin. Coming next, Ethan's high-wire rooftop choice pits viral honesty against a helicopter escape, and whichever path he picks, there's no edit button. Torres's hesitation lasts half a heartbeat, just long enough for the fire alarm strobes to blink out and plunge the interrogation suite into blackout. A crash echoes in the corridor, security glass shattering like ice under a hammer. Ethan's door bursts open and a maitre d' jacket flutters in, smoke mask hiding the face. But the eyes behind it are unmistakably Claire's green-gold mix. She swings a stainless tray edgewise, clocking the lone guard, and yanks Ethan to his feet before Torres can draw. They sprint through emergency stairs lit only by red exit signs, climbing instead of descending. Claire's plan flips flight into altitude, hovering rotor wash booms above, rattling sprinkler pipes and sending dust spiraling down the stairwell like reverse snowfall. On the 30th floor penthouse landing, Claire jams her keycard, an override she stole earlier, into a panel labeled mechanical roof. A hidden latch clicks. Door swings to reveal an unfinished service corridor smelling of tar and wet concrete. The chopper thunder is deafening now. Spotlight beams sweeping skylights in frantic loops. They burst onto the roof. Atlanta's skyline, a neon saw blade under storm clouds that threaten but never break. Daniel Lawson stands by the spinning rotor, headset on, clutching a flight plan and shouting against the wind. Two armed hotel security contractors flank him, their lapel pins matching those Ethan saw in the elevator glitch footage. Lawson spots Claire, gestures wildly. "Where's the drive?" he demands, voice fracturing through rotor roar. Ethan steps between them, USB held aloft like a detonator. "Proof of life first," Ethan shouts. "Guarantee she walks away." Before Lawson can reply, rooftop access doors slam open. Torres and two FBI agents pour onto the gravel. Guns raised, badges flashing in strobe beams, spotlights tangle, casting triple shadows. Whistleblower, wife, and husband all outlined like targets on a firing range wall. Lawson grabs Claire's arm, starts dragging her toward the chopper skid. Ethan lunges, tackles Lawson. The USB skitters across slick tar, teetering at the roof's edge. A gunshot cracks, ricocheting off HVAC ductwork. Everyone freezes as the USB slides over, caught only by its lanyard snagged on a bolt. Wind snarls, shredding words, yet Torres's command is clear. "Nobody moves." Claire shakes free of Lawson, dives for the dangling drive, snatching it seconds before gravity wins. Helicopter blades dip. The pilot yells that city air traffic control just grounded rooftop lifts. No clearance, no escape. Lawson curses, spins, and hurls a smoke canister that floods the roof in choking gray. Ethan grabs Claire's hand. Silhouettes blur in the fog while red and blue sirens circle the building below like predators scenting blood. Through the haze, Ethan hears Lawson leap into the cockpit, engine throttling, but a second later the rotor sputters. Someone killed the fuel line. Claire's doing. Wire cutters gleam in her fist before she tosses them into the void where sirens wail. Lawson's escape bird wheezes out, spotlight beams cutting, revealing him slamming cockpit glass in futile rage. Torres emerges through smoke, weapon lowered now, eyes on Ethan and Claire as if weighing treason against testimony. Ethan meets his gaze, raises empty hands, palms smeared with roof grit, no USB in sight. Claire slips the drive into Torres's evidence bag, sealing it with a trembling click. "Insurance cashed," she says, voice hoarse. "Now protect your witness." Below, the ballroom roof vents belch smoke from whatever delayed the agents earlier. Above, the helicopter rotors spin down in defeated circles. Ethan exhales, realizing the viral story has morphed beyond betrayal into a saga no audience could predict. And it's still streaming live to millions. Next chapter, the finale uncovers which edits survive the internet. and whether Ethan and Claire's marriage does too. Dawn cracks pink over Atlanta as Ethan and Claire sit cuff-free, but flanked by agents in a penthouse lounge that still smells of rotor fuel and wet tar. Torres reviews the decrypted ledger, jaw tightening at each line item matching hotel executives to offshore wallets. Lawson, now in custody, rants downstairs that the deal was sabotage. Claire testifies on record, confessing she posed as double agent to keep Lawson alive. Ethan's livestream archive corroborates every timeline glitch the hotel tried to erase. Yet Torres warns the case may implode. Judges hate evidence sourced from citizen influencers, and the hotel's lawyers already claim chain of custody contamination. Ethan's subscriber count soars past 10 million as news outlets replay his rooftop footage, dubbing him the vlogger who caught a billion-dollar lie. Sponsors clog his inbox, but legal gray clouds gather. One wrong edit could paint him as profiteer, not whistleblower, as agents escort them to a secure SUV. Claire slips Ethan a velvet ring box, the same one he brought to surprise her, rescued from her coat during chaos. Inside sits not the diamond he planned, but the USB, shell cracked, circuitry scorched. Torres thought it destroyed in evidence transfer. Insurance Part 2, Claire whispers, a dead drive can't incriminate, only remind. Ethan pockets it, unsure whether to laugh or grieve the proposal that never happened. The SUV pulls away, but traffic stalls at Peachtree and 5th where protesters chant against corporate corruption. Waving Ghost Protocol memes on cardboard, sirens wail behind. Hotel security vehicles weave through, lights off, intent unreadable. Claire squeezes Ethan's hand. We could vanish, she murmurs. No testimonies, no edits. Start the Travel Channel back up in Patagonia. Ethan studies her profile, eyes fierce, yet tired from nights of half-truths, and feels the weight of millions awaiting his next upload. On the dashboard screen, a live poll scrolls. Should Ethan release full footage or sign an exclusive with network news? The percentage flips minute by minute, audience deciding the narrative in real time. Torres notices the poll, smirks and says, looks like public opinion is your new handler. At the intersection, the light turns green, but the driver hesitates. Ahead, a Meridian Grand billboard glitches, hijacked to display a looping message. Trust NO edit, drop it all. Across the bottom scrolls one more line, signed DL. Lawson's initials, somehow broadcast from federal detention. Claire inhales sharply. If Lawson still controls hotel servers, every encrypted file could hit the web unredacted within hours. Ethan opens his YouTube app, thumb hovering over upload all raw footage. Does he obey the billboard and burn every gatekeeper, risking trials, or curate the story into palatable justice and lifetime revenue? The SUV idles between choices, camera timer blinking in Ethan's reflection. He looks at Claire, at the cracked USB, then at the roaring city that crowned him overnight. One tap could rewrite headlines or their entire future. He lifts his thumb, freezes, and the screen cuts to black with a final caption. What would you publish, everything or just enough? Tell us below. The next chapter is yours to write.